2026 is going to be the year that either makes you or breaks you. And if you want it to make you, then the lessons that I'm going to share with you inside this video are the fastest way to grow, but most importantly, de-risk your business from all the changes that are going on in the world. Now, I'm going to talk you through a system that I developed to help me overcome the biggest confusion every entrepreneur faces, knowing what to focus on. I built a system called the 5 growth drivers, and this system was built out of pure frustration and rage. Let me tell you this. I remember whenever I was growing my business, which got to millions in profit by the age of 32, I'm 37 now, and that didn't just happen by chance. It didn't just happen by hard work. It came from knowing exactly what to focus on. And the system that I built called the 5 growth drivers essentially determines what I focus on when I wake up, right the whole way through to what I go to bed. Now, here's the exact system. There are 5 areas to your business. So we're going to start with growth driver number 1, founder operating system. Everything is your responsibility. And this is the most important insight of all. Build a business for your needs. Don't build a business for success. Let me explain. I said at the start, I made millions in net profit by the age of 32, and I've continued to do so right the whole way up to the age I am now, 37. And I don't know how you feel about that, but that might make you feel like you're behind. You might see Alex Hormozi doing 100 mil across a 3-day launch. That might make you feel behind. If that triggers you, it goes to show that you're building a business in comparison to somebody else. Never count another man or another woman's money. That's their life, that's their circumstances, that's their story. And if you actually looked behind the scenes, you wouldn't trade it. Build a business for your needs. And that is one of the most important things that we do with all of our clients and all of the workshops that I deliver is give people massive clarity around what they're building. Why are you building it? Because if you're building a business to, one, impress your parents, which usually comes from old money, somebody like a father has owned a big property business, a big investment business, an engineering business, and the son takes over or the daughter takes over and they have to surpass the parent. That's not building a business for your needs. That's building a business to impress somebody else, right? And that's never going to be sustainable because here's the truth. Nobody cares what you have. They only care what they have themselves. They only care about their own lifestyle and the people that matter. Well, you think they might care because they have a passing comment. Beyond that, you're just a microsecond or a micro thought in their day. Nobody cares what you have. And that's a beautiful realization because you're playing your own game. And I cannot stress this enough. No matter what level your business is at, build it for your needs. Don't build it for success. Growth driver number 2 is customer success, retention, and loyalty. If you don't have a great product, you're screwed. So if you don't get results faster than your competitors, then you're in big trouble. Biggest, deadliest sin is chasing new leads, chasing new opportunity at the expense of forgetting about the current clients that are already paying you. I cannot stress this enough. It is far easier to keep a current client than it is to go and attract and sell a new one in. So I want you to think, if you look at your customer journey is genuinely based off your best clients and how much money they spend with you over a lifetime. So I want you to go and find the top 3 clients that have paid you money over time, determine how much money they've paid you, how long they have stayed for, how many reorders or recommits that they've had with you over the course of that journey. And I want you to map it out for that length of time for every customer. Touch points, interactions, expectations, onboarding, celebrations, milestones. What does that look like? Draw a line. Doesn't matter what you sell, there's a customer journey there. It might be 3 months. It might be 3 years. It might be 10 years. What does that look like? You need to map that out as a CEO and communicate that vision to your team and get interactions with your team members as to how you can make that better. And go to your best clients and ask them, hey, over the course of time that you stayed, what could have been better? What else could we have added in? That is where you start to get beautiful insights to then stretch the vision of not only you, your team, but most importantly, the clients that are paying you. And if you want to keep clients paying, you've got to keep expanding the vision. And that's the reason why they're paying you. You want to help them enable that vision. Growth driver number 3 is all about leverage. This is all about team, systems, and model because you can only grow a business to a certain level yourself, and the team, the systems, and the model allow you to multiply that value. The greatest growth in my life came whenever I made the shift from one-to-one to one-to-many. That means building the systems and model and offers to impact more people. And in order to do that, I needed team, I needed technology, I needed systems, I needed playbooks in order to do that. Now I'm going to focus particularly on team. And this is a huge lesson coming into 2026. The biggest, deadliest sin is tolerating underperformance. The growth of your business is in direct correlation to the quality of thinking and decision making and results that happen outside of your effort and time. That means that your team should be proactive enough and capable of driving results without you. They need to be able to think their way through challenges. They need to be able to be proactive. They need to be able to look at what they're actually doing and go deep into the weeds of, all right, this happens at this part, this happens at that part. I don't like the way that that's done. I'm gonna tweak it. I'm gonna retest it without needing to go and tell everyone. That level of proactivity is crucial. Now, that is what's going to drive results in your business, is constant attention to detail and proactivity. On the other hand, if you have a team member that puts in a lot of effort, puts in the hours, but isn't genuinely thinking outside the box, isn't actually trying new things, and isn't actually hitting the result that you've predetermined, while they may be putting in a lot of effort and they may be super loyal, there's a big challenge. And you know what that big challenge is? Is that they're not actually driving the business forward. They're actually holding it back because they have somebody that's loyal, that's hardworking, and they feel safe with them because they show up, they turn up, they do the work, they don't bat an eyelid, and they get on with it. But the reality is they aren't growing the business. And this is where a founder gets frustrated because they don't look at the obvious thing that's not growing their business. And they try to look at other things that pull them away and distract them from the very person or very thing that if they changed would grow their business. So I want you to think about that team member that you have right now that you are tolerating, that you know is great, nice person, super loyal, works hard, head down, does what they're told. But look at the area that they master. If you were to double the results of that area, what would that do for the business as a whole? Significant. Then the third is somebody that just isn't showing up. And somebody that isn't performing, dropping the ball constantly, and essentially isn't driving the business forward. So they're going to exist in those different realms. And the solution is to identify who they are, have a clear conversation about goals and targets for the roles, ask them what support, resources, and training that they need, giving it to them, and reviewing the results and the plan over the next 90 days. And they are either going to succeed or they're going to fail. Build those targets with them and run them through how those targets actually are important to grow the business, whether it's marketing and generating leads, whether it's sales and percentage conversion or cash collected or average order size, whether it's customer success, retention and loyalty, churn, referrals, case study results, whatever it is. What are the results that you want to determine for that specific role? And if they aren't being hit in 90 days, yet you've clearly defined them and you've clearly provided the support and the resources, and there's no clear justification as to why they haven't hit it, and be careful of the same justification, same story, or different variation on a story every single time they don't hit a result. There is some point where you are going to have to put the foot down and go, in order for the role to work, you need to be hitting these results. It's not due to lack of effort, might be if they're not showing up, but in most cases, it's not due to lack of effort, it's due to lack of skill. And that is why you need to reevaluate your team. There's no room for underperformance, and there is no room for anybody in there that isn't actually driving the results of the business. Next growth driver is growth driver number 4, which is monetization and pricing. This is all about how you price things, your sales process, and essentially how you convert the people that are interested in your stuff. The stuff that essentially you put out on the internet, the content, the material, the case studies, the previous client successes. It's essentially what is brought to you from your marketing. There's a very good chance that you are undercharging or you haven't revisited your pricing in a while. And I'm not going to tell you to put your prices up. I'm just going to ask you to look at what the market is charging and compare your pricing to that pricing. And ask yourself, have we had any increase in costs? Have we had any increase in advertising, any increase in labor, any increase in technology, any increase in X, Y, and Z? And do we need to factor that in? For most people watching this, they need to increase their pricing anywhere from 10 to 20%. And also keep this in mind, you cannot be the best and be the cheapest. So great marketing, great sales, great customer service, all increase the ability for you to raise your prices. You raise your prices in direct correlation to the speed and quality of results that you get compared to the rest of the market. So if you are pumping out results, having happy clients, getting great reviews faster than you can see your competitors, put your price up. Growth driver number 5 is attention. How you get attention in the marketplace. That's the last thing. Stop posting content to get more leads. Focus more on developing your leads. What does that mean? Well, let me tell you a story. We used to run advertising campaigns all the time. And every advertising campaign, we would get a big bunch of leads. We'd get a bunch of people to put their name, email, mobile number in, and essentially get emailed and get content posted out to them. But the one thing that we were lacking is that we weren't actually engaging or talking to the leads. And there's a very good chance that you're doing the same. You get a lead that comes into your system and you just continue to post content and you wait for an inbound message. That's slow, it's inefficient. Most people struggle to ask for help. People are asking for help when they give you their personal details to opt in for the thing that you've got because they're showing a high level of intent. Go and develop those leads. How do you do that? You acknowledge them. You have a very clear process. In the first 30 days, here's how we interact and engage with a lead. We send them a DM. We pick up the phone to them. We ask them, is there anything that we can help with? Is there any reason why they opted in? You find that reason and then you offer them a solution. You offer them an appointment. You offer them something to essentially hear you out on your offer. Developing your leads is way more important than posting more content, getting more views and more visibility. Because every single entrepreneur out there that creates content online, and if you're not creating content online, you're a ghost. I don't care whether you're in construction, I don't care whether you run an engineering business, or whether you run a coaching and consulting business. If you are not producing content out there, even if you are super busy, you're a ghost. And there will come a point where you will outgrow all of the leads that you currently have coming to you. There will come a point where you want to grow, and adding in team members, advertising and marketing will only increase your expenses, and you will need to rely on more leads coming into your system. And it's the number one way to future-proof yourself is to make sure that you're visible. And the number one way to do that in 2026 is to build a personal brand. That means that there is a human at the forefront of the business that set it up for a bunch of reasons, that has got values, stances, and strong opinions about the marketplace and how they do business. And that is the person that connects with the marketplace before people connect with the business. And if you aren't working on that, I deeply encourage you to subscribe to this channel and study the material on personal brand, because it is the one thing that will differentiate you and provide you with the strongest, most significant, unique selling proposition out of all of your market. A business that has demand is in a safer position than a business that doesn't bother its backside to create content. I speak with entrepreneurs every single day of the week that are really busy, but they don't create content online. I don't do the social media. I don't do the website because you know what? I'm busy. Guess what? That tells me that you're overworked, you're overwhelmed, and you actually don't have the team in place to drive capacity. The very minute that I install more team into your front end, marketing, your sales, and your fulfillment, means that you can double your business. But if you have no content there, you can't drive any leads or energy or visibility towards it. So don't stay stuck in a little comfort zone. So always remember this golden rule. With AI and the increased amount of people that look good now online because they can literally put in content and sound amazing, keep in mind, everybody can do that. You're not on an edge with AI. You're at an edge when you are doing the extra mile, going above and beyond to do what no other competitor of yours is doing, and taking the time to do the thing. It takes hard work. Keep this in mind. If it's super easy, everyone's doing it. If it's hard, very few or no one's doing it. And the hard stuff is the very thing that's going to differentiate you, allow you to charge premium prices, allow you to get more attention, allow you to build more connection, and most importantly, drive more sales. And that's what 2026 is all about. Let me know in the comments which lesson has been the biggest insight for you. Save this video, send it to a friend. And if you're not already subscribed to this channel, I pump out videos every single week to help you grow your profit, your impact, your authority in your industry, and build a business that allows you to live life in your own terms and have massive freedom, peace of mind, and most importantly, joy. Click subscribe. See you in the next video.